These are the voyages of the motorhome techs. Its continuing retirement mission, to seek out new and exciting adventures, to explore interesting areas and events, to boldly go to places we've never been before, maybe even California.
Greetings Earthlings, and welcome back to my channel. This week I thought I'd like to take an opportunity to discuss how I plan, and let me preface that, how I plan, or emphasize that I should say, this is how I plan to be able to live on a retirement of $3,000 a month and be able to travel and see the country like I want to do. So at this point, it is just a plan. It's not tested, tried and true, as my RV continues to be in the shop where it has been for the past 3 months. But I'm optimistic that this might be the lucky month. We'll see as we get closer to the end, I'm sure. So I know that I hear all the time from fellow YouTubers and fellow full-time travelers that, you know, about the expenses. That it seems to be a common subject on YouTube for people to put down what their costs are in living full-time on the road. And some of them are, I think, I look at them and see them as very optimistic. And in my point of view, I'm being optimistic that, wow, that's great. It looks like I will be able to do this okay. And then some of them I see, it's like, holy crap, why are you going on the road if you're going to spend that much money? You might as well stay in the sticks and bricks. So just to give you a little background, the plan currently I live in a very nice home in a very nice neighborhood in Virginia. And it's 4,000 square feet and 6 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. It is just my wife and I. So so we do have a couple rooms rented out right now to some military people and some others. So everything is good at this point, but I do have a contract on the house finally. So that's been for sale for quite a while, but I do have a contract on the house, so that falls into these plans I'm going to discuss. So so I guess the first thing I should start off by telling you is that this has been my plan for some time. So I haven't just made a snap decision that, hey, I'm going to buy an RV and go on the road, because I don't think the necessary planning that is required to do this is going to be accomplished in a matter of a couple of months. It takes a while, and in my case, it's probably taken 5 years. So planning began probably 5 years ago. But along those plans, in preparing to have as few bills as I could when I go full-time, I have a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee that I have paid off. I have my RV, which is a 2014 Integra Anthem, 45 foot long, basically. So that is a very nice, more than adequate living space. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment going from 4,000 square feet to 450 square feet, but no problem, I think. I probably will not have the problem because I've got all the great outdoors as my den. So so the RV is not paid for at this time. However, once the sale of the house goes through, then the proceeds from the sale of that house I will use to pay off the remaining balance on the RV. So that will leave me with no house payment, no RV payment, no car payment. So most of the videos that I see on YouTube, almost without fail, the most expensive things with living on the road full time is your accommodations, as far as your, where you're going to stay, campgrounds or whatever, and your fuel cost. So I've been figuring, and like I say, 5 years in the making. So to eliminate one of those, of course, I joined Thousand Trails. Now, I hear a lot of people saying bad things about Thousand Trails, and I hear a lot of people saying good things about Thousand Trails. And the reality of the situation is, it is what you make of it. And if you go into it with realistic expectations, you will be perfectly happy. I have no doubt. So my expectations are exactly that. I had Thousand Trails for some time, and then about a year ago, I guess, I upgraded to one of the premium memberships. Originally, I bought a used membership from someone in one of the camping clubs that I belong to, and I paid $3,000 for it, and it was what was called a Sapphire membership, which was a wonderful membership. I mean, it covered just about everything. The problem with when you buy a Thousand Trails membership used from an owner of the membership, you lose a lot of the benefits of that membership. I did not. All of a sudden, the the maintenance fees were not going to be frozen at age 62 like they are if you buy one of their new ones. There was a lot of other different things. No Thousand. I mean, I couldn't get into a lot of the parks, the trails. The trails collection wasn't available. I mean, it was available to me, but it was a really absorbent amount of money that I would pay. But there were several things, and I think the biggest reason that I ended up upgrading was because of the booking window. The membership that I had. Because I had bought it secondhand, the booking window on that dropped to 90 days. And 90 days is fine if you're just on the weekends, but if you're going to be living in your RV, 90 days, you want to know well ahead of time that you have a reservation to be somewhere, and you don't want to be told that they don't have a spot when you've kind of got it in your plans and you're trying to minimize your mileage between trips. So I did upgrade, and I went with an elite membership, and that gives me, I think I paid another $5,000 or $6,000 on top of the $3,000 that I had originally paid. So still in all, I've got a probably $15,000 membership that I've got $9,000 invested into. So I'm very satisfied with that. Thus far, haven't had an opportunity to use that membership a whole lot because the RV, as you know from previous videos, has been in the RV hospital getting a body off restoration, I think. But at any rate, so I bought that with the anticipation of using Thousand Trails almost exclusively, and that is part of my plan. My plan to keep costs low, and the two main costs being fuel and accommodations. I figured my RV has a 100-gallon diesel tank, and it also has a DEF tank on it. So it costs, and right now, as of today, the cost of diesel fuel is about $3.05, $3.07, somewhere in that area, if you use the Open Roads fuel card, which I do have and plan on utilizing that very, very extensively. So with that price, and it's going to cost me about $300 to fill up my tank, so less than what it was when I bought the RV by a long shot. But figuring $300 to fill up the tank, and it gets about, I'm guessing, about 6 miles to the gallon. So that's going to put me at only having to fill up my tank. If I utilize Thousand Trails the way I plan on utilizing it, and go from park to park and stay 21 days at each visit, and keep my travel days down to 300 miles each day, and I'll only have a travel day every 21 days, so that's 3 weeks, and then move to the next spot. So at that rate, and with that fuel mileage, if everything that that I've put on paper at this point turns out to be correct, I mean, I'm only going to have to fill the tank 3 times a year. So that's gonna basically eliminate fuel costs for the RV. Now, I've still got the fuel costs for the toad, and I probably will, I don't know, I'll probably spend probably $500 a month on fuel for that, because we're gonna wanna, travel around and see things. So, but having a Thousand Trails membership and eliminating, I mean, let's be honest, if you had your sticks and bricks, you would still be paying rent or a mortgage payment. You'd still be paying your electricity. You'd still be paying for water, sewage, and sanitation. You'd be paying for, trash pickup. All of that is covered with the Thousand Trails membership. So I feel very comfortable that that $3,000 a month should be a doable budget amount. So, which will come in handy because that's about what I got to work with. So, the plan with that will be, and I think I also figured in insurance, and I got some notes here that I'm referring to. So I was trying to keep a lot of this stuff straight, and mind ain't as sharp as it used to be. So, but I'm figuring right now my insurance is $270 a month. Now that's currently I do not have a full-time RV policy because I'm not living in the RV. In fact, I don't even have access to the RV for right now. So it's basically just to make sure I don't end up with that dreaded SR22 for having tags and no insurance. But so once I convert that over, it probably will go up a little bit. But even if it goes up to, I mean, Jesus, if it went to $500 a month, it would still be within the budget amount. Considering we're probably going to spend, with just the two of us, $500 a month in groceries. My wife is a creative cook, so a lot of stuff that she can make for little or nothing. So that's kind of the outlook for us. And travel. And then of course, the plan is to, like I say, keep the travel days down to 300 miles. So, and we'll migrate, like the loyal snowbirds do. We'll migrate south in the winter months and come back up, maybe head out west or Midwest in the winter months. I plan, I plan on setting up a domicile in South Dakota. So that'll give us a chance to go up there and see Mount Rushmore and the Black Hills and Custer Park and all the stuff I see that everybody else is enjoying so much up there. But hopefully that plan is going to work. Now this budget that I've got in here doesn't take into consideration some of the stuff that are unknowns, medical issues. It doesn't take that into consideration. And as of yet, I'm still not eligible for Medicare. I still got a couple years for that. But I'm feeling pretty good. So I know that can all change with one tumble out the staircase coming out of the RV. But for right now, feeling pretty good, and we're going to probably try to play that by ear and see. I know there's some other insurances that you can get. Groups that are formed for religious reasons and things of that nature that may offer some affordable options. So we're going to look into that, but I'm not going to let that slow us down at this point. So, I don't know. I mean, the ones that are looking at this video, I mean, let me know in the comments. Do you see any problem with these plans? I mean, because sometimes a few more eyes on the problem can spot things that, maybe things that I've overlooked. Now, I know that RV maintenance issues are going to pop up from time to time, but at the numbers that I've got on paper at this time looks like we'll be well below that $3,000 a month budget. And at the same time, I'm a pretty handy fella. I've got an extensive background with heating and air conditioning. Learning a lot about RV repairs along the way as we go. I've had some sort of camper for probably 11 or 12 years now. So I'm pretty well versed at finding my way around the camper. So I'm not going to have a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to pay somebody else to come do. But I'm sure, that it doesn't take into consideration internet access at this point, because that's a minor expense. I use a cellular router from Peplink, and a Verizon and a card for right now. And when we actually go on the road, I'll probably get a AT&T SIM card as well. So this particular router will work off both, whichever one is the most, or has the strongest signal at the time. You'll get that service. So, and it's seamless. So that's a pretty good thing. And we may, depending on how many areas that we find that cell service is not adequate, we may end up going to Starlink. But that's down the road, because most of the first year that we'll be out will be on the East Coast and in Texas maybe. And I know from previous travels that there's ample coverage in all the areas that we're going to be going to. So Starlink might be a next year kind of thing. But let me know in the comments. What do you think? If you ran into problems on your travels and you see a problem that I might have overlooked, I'd certainly like to know before that diesel cranks up and heads out of the driveway for the last time. So maybe at this point we can take those into consideration and make the proper adjustments. But so with the little bit of stuff that I'm going to be doing while we're out camping, I mean, I think if I run into a neighbor whose water heater's not working, I can make a few dollars there. I can make a few dollars, helping somebody put an awning on and stuff like that. So some of these things that I've done before. And I've never really been somebody that wants to make a killing on helping somebody. I would rather help somebody and make nothing than to put them out. So hopefully that plan will work. But a little advertisement for future. So yeah, let me know in the comments and what you think. I'm gonna try to put maybe do a little B-roll for this and see if I can get some graphics or something to show up there, but I may not. It may just ride on its own. I plan on also in the near future, I will probably do a video or two. I had a brainstorm, and this is probably going to be into a whole second video altogether, where I'm going to be raffling off some items that I have left over from previous RV purchases. So stay tuned for that. They're not going to be high dollar items, but hopefully they'll be useful items that somebody can use anyway. They're not going to be something everybody can use, but there will be something that somebody will be mighty grateful to get. So stay tuned for that. I should hopefully in the next video I'll be able to bring those out here and maybe show you what they look like, and see if there's any interest in subscribing and winning those in a little raffle. So with that, remember, when camping, take only photos, leave only footprints. We'll see you next week.